Food stamp beneficiaries are going to lose their mind when they see this, which is the latest set of updates on the SNAP program, otherwise represented as the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Some people refer to it as EBT, but I'm going to pop this up on the screen for you in just a second so you can see exactly what they're talking about, because they are now calling on a $300 billion cut to the SNAP program, and this is going to dramatically impact the benefits for the 42 million people across the country. They're implementing some new rules on this, which I just talked about the other day, and now here they're going to be implementing some other major changes to this program, which will ultimately result in cuts to the program as well, okay? I'm going to pop this up for you in just a second so you can see exactly what's going on. I'll share with you the details of what they're introducing, what they're actually passing. It's not even so much introducing anymore. It's literally they voted on it and it's becoming official literally right now, okay? This is a big, big deal. We've been talking about this for a while now. They're actually implementing, according to what I'm going to share with you here in this, I'm going to pop up in a second here. According to what they're talking about there as well, they're actually implementing some other changes within the SNAP program, which we did not even foresee happening, but these are coming in as well. A lot of moving parts here on the SNAP program, food stamps, EBT, specifically focused on about 42 million low-income people. Yeah, a lot of big things, which, by the way, a little bit later in this video, I will go through just a really quick Q&A as well, as far as questions I've seen popping up down below in the comment section, as well as what I anticipate as far as questions I may see down in the comment section on this video. If I missed something, please let me know. I'm here for you in any way that I can to break it all down. Anyway, let's pop this up right here, right now, so you can see what's going on. And let's talk through the details. Okay, so they went through committee on this, okay? So it's not the official vote yet, but the committee did vote on this, and they approved $300 billion worth of cuts within the SNAP program. Now, to put it into context, they originally came out and wanted to cut $230 billion. So I guess they're overachievers by cutting an extra $70 billion out of the program, right? Which, by the way, this is over a 10-year period of time. Okay, so that's what that comes in as. However, obviously $300 billion over the course of 10 years is $30 billion a year is what they're looking at here, is the focus, okay? By the way, this program sends out a little over $100 billion a year to beneficiaries, 42 million people. It's a lot of money that goes out, but also a huge reduction to benefits here. Okay, so the other day I was out in a separate video, and I was talking about them raising the age range for the ABAWD, able-bodied adults without dependent work requirements, right? Right now it's 18 to 54. They're raising it to 18 to 64, okay? That's one thing. However, as we're talking about with this article right here, this is something totally opposite of that, or I shouldn't say opposite, totally separate of that, which will also be dramatic to this program. Let me share with you what it is really quickly here. So right now, the federal government pays 100% of SNAP benefits. Okay, so the federal government basically gives the states money. The states administer the programs. It's kind of how it goes with a lot of other federal programs as well, or other programs that we're very aware of. Like, for example, Medicaid is also a one like that. A lot of that is funded by the federal government. But anyway, we're talking about SNAP here. Okay. So in this situation, the federal government pays all of the SNAP benefits. They give money to the states send out money out to the beneficiaries. That's just how it goes. However, with this, again, the article here that we're looking at, what they want to do is put a minimum burden on the state of 5%, which you might be thinking, 5%, that's not much. The states can cover that. You're right. The states could cover that, except states are terrible with money. They blow money left and right. They have no money. Most states are completely broke. And any money that they do have, they're pretty much spending on all kinds of other things that have nothing to do with SNAP or the beneficiary, right? So how are they going to come up with the money to pay for this? Good question. We'll have to see what happens here. But this is what they want to do, is put 5% minimum burden on the states to pay for it. So the federal government will pay 95%, and the state will be on the hook for paying 5% of the total benefit for the residents within their respective state. Okay, doesn't sound like that hard to figure out. I mean, who knows? States probably can't figure it out. I don't even think states can figure their way out of a wet paper bag. I mean, let's just be honest with you for a second, right? States are completely clueless as far as what's going on, but this is something they'll have to figure out. However, here's the other part about this. They're also going to put additional burden on the states for those states that have a payment rate, or I should say an error payment rate, of basically 6% or greater. Okay, there's a sliding scale on this. This is pretty interesting. So a state that has an error rate of SNAP benefits that go out between 6 and 8%, they would be on the hook for 15% of the SNAP benefit. So it goes from 5% to 15% if they have an error rate of SNAP payments going out between 6 and 8%. That gets rough right there, right? Now get this. A state that has a payment error rate of between 8% and 10% would then be responsible for 20% of total SNAP expenditures. It's a lot, only 80% funded by the federal government and 20% funded by that state. If they can't even figure out how to reduce their payment rate, or their error rate, I should say, from 8%, between 8% and 10%, if they can't bring that down, then the state has to pay more. However, get this. The states that have over a 10% error rate would then be on the hook for a 25% burden on the shoulders of the states to basically pay for that for their beneficiaries, okay? It's a lot. It means 75% is paid by the federal government, and obviously 25% is paid by the state if they can't figure out how to bring their error rate of SNAP payments below 10%, okay? Now, why would they do such a thing? Well, first off, the federal government and lawmakers, they want these states to bring it in and actually reduce their error rates on these payments that are going out, right? They feel like it's unacceptable for there to be the error rate at the percentages that there are, right? Now, here is the big part about this that I wanted to point out. What did I say a few minutes ago? States are clueless. States are broke. States can't figure out how to get out of a wet paper bag. They're totally clueless as to what's going on in the world, right? They get money out of their residents, they blow it on all kinds of things, and there's not going to be any money left for SNAP, okay? That's just how it goes. Point being is that these states out there that have no money and can't figure anything out, what are they going to do? Are they going to just try to manufacture money out of thin air? They might try, but they can't do it, right? So the point being is that even though it looks like, oh, you know, the burden is on the state, they'll figure it out. No, they won't. They're not going to figure it out. Some states may, but the point being is that the majority of states will just say, we don't have the money, we don't have the budget, we don't know where the money's going to come from and pay for this. And as a result, beneficiaries in that respective state would then be the one actually sustaining the burden of this, as in reduced benefits, if that makes sense, right? Because right now, states can do whatever they want. They get the money from the federal government and they distribute it to their residents or the people that are qualified within their respective state. And if there's an error rate, who cares, right? Who cares? Just the federal government's money. What do we care? They don't really care. They have no reason to bring it in on the error rates. They have no reason to really figure it out. It's not their money. Why do they care? They don't. That's the problem, right? So anyway, at the end of the day, who's going to get hurt by all of this the most? Is it the federal government? No. Is it the state? No. States are clueless. They don't have any idea what's going on in the whole world. And is it the beneficiary? Yes, it's the beneficiary. It's the beneficiary that's going to be the one stuck holding the bag at the end of the day when it comes down to this, right? Anyway, so not only are we seeing the age range in which somebody would need to fulfill the work requirement going from 18 to 54 up to the new range of 18 to 64. That's the one I talked about the other day. We got this new 5% burden on the state, minimum 5%, by the way, up to 25% on the sliding scale. That's nuts. So that could reduce benefits for a lot of people in a massive, massive way. Okay, that as well. And yeah, this is going to be really bad situation for a lot of beneficiaries. I don't know how else to tell you that, but that's the situation. Now, they're going to be voting on this officially here in literally a couple days, okay? And then when the president signed this into law in, 5-6 weeks or so, give or take a little bit, within the next month and a half, he'll be signing this into law, which is the major reconciliation bill. By the way, this is all contained, and it will be contained within the reconciliation bill that we've been talking about. It's going to get ugly. We've been talking about this for a very long time. In fact, I don't know, for the last, 6 months or so, I've probably been talking about this for 6 months. I've been saying, get ready. This is coming. We know for a fact it's coming. We know generally what it's going to look like. Honestly, I didn't know about this 5% burden on the state and the sliding scale. This is something new as of just, the last week or two here. It's relatively new. But all of the other ones, as in raising the age range on the work requirements, things like that, we've known about this. If you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, you know I've been talking about this for probably at least 6 months. Since late last year, I've been saying, get ready, get ready. This is going to happen. This is going to be a thing that comes in the reconciliation bill. Anyway, I hope that helps you understand the situation. Okay, let's run through a couple quick parameters here. Some of these questions and answers may be a little bit redundant, but just want to really hammer this down, okay? Some people wondering, hey, I'm 65, I'm 66, I'm 67 plus, whatever it happens to be. Would I need to fulfill the work requirement? No. According to the new parameters around this, again, the age would be lifted to 64, through 64, okay? So if you're an able-bodied adult without dependents, and you're between the ages of 18 and 64, once this goes into law here, probably within the next 6 weeks or so, then the work requirements would need to be fulfilled, okay? But anybody over the age of 64 would no longer need to fulfill the work requirement, okay? Next question. Disability. I have a disability. Any age, again, fill in the age with any whatever number, doesn't matter, 21, 22, 27, 35, 54, 62, 64, 59, literally doesn't matter the age. Fill in the age with any number. I have a disability. Do I need to fulfill the work requirement? No. Okay? Somebody with a disability is not considered able-bodied. Okay? Does that make sense? Now another question to be, I anticipate this could be something. How much of a reduction to our benefit could we possibly see? Good question. I'm not really sure quite yet. I would say anywhere between like 5 and 25%, realistically, based on these numbers here, because the states can't figure anything out. And the burden is going to be on them, and they won't be able to figure out how to get the money, and they'll just have to say, sorry, beneficiaries, we have to cut your benefit in order to basically send out your benefit because we don't have the money, and that's what's being put on us by the federal government. Does that kind of make sense? So I think we're going to find out more here in the next few days, in the next week or two. I think we should be getting a lot more information on this, but this is what we know as of now. It passed through committee, and they're going to be signing this into law here and doing this whole thing relatively soon. So I want you to be aware of what's going on. Again, just want to make it very clear. I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm here to inform and to basically forewarn you. Hey, get ready. This is happening. Okay? You can stick your head in the sand if you want to. That's totally fine. It doesn't matter. All I'm trying to do is just help you out and understand the scenario in which that we're going through right now. Anyway, hope this helps you. Otherwise, again, if you need any help with Medicare, if you have questions, initial enrollment, if you're turning 65, if you're retiring, if you have questions on your supplement plan, your Medigap plan, your Part D plan, your Medicare Advantage, or you want to enroll in Medicare, anything like that, again, check this out right here. This team of trusted advisors with that phone number, that is by far your best resource. Again, they're helping seniors every single day. Those of you here in this community, they've already connected with thousands of you here in this community. I've seen the numbers. It's incredible how many of you here in this community have called them, received incredible assistance with your Medicare. A lot of people saving a ton of money, by the way. The average senior that they're working with is saving $1,100. That's the average savings. Obviously not guaranteed, but that is the average savings for the average senior that they're working with. $1,100. That's real money that we all need right now. That's about $100 a month, by the way. So that's incredible. Anyway, they have access to over 20,000 plans. They're working diligently to look through your situation, what you need in a plan, right? And again, they're isolating it down into plans in your local area to find you the best plan at the best price with the best coverages and the best fit for you and your personal needs, as well as finding the offices you can go to, the clinics you want to visit, the networks you want to be within, the providers or the doctors you want to see, the prescription needs if you have any at all. They're finding all of that and presenting you your options. It's totally up to you. Totally awesome. It's free, by the way. Again, take advantage of that. Please take advantage of that service. It is totally free. This phone number right here, the team of trusted advisors, it is your exclusive phone number, number one. They're waiting to talk to you, and they're waiting to help you. They're literally waiting. Give them a call. Seriously. Point being is that why not take advantage of a free service? That service is there for you, and they're doing it for free. They're helping you for free, which, again, please don't try to hack this out. By the way, when you call them, bring your list of questions. Write it all down. Go to them. Ask them all the questions you want. That's what they're there for. Anyway, Totally free service. Otherwise, who do you know? I know you know a few people, right? 1, 2, 3 people that you know, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall, your favorite cashier at the local grocery store or pharmacy, the postal worker, the mail delivery person. You know who they are, right? Again, please share this phone number with them so they can also get some assistance with their Medicare. Let's just help some people out right now, save some money. We need to stick together right now. It is nuts out there. Anyway, I'm here for you. Again, please subscribe if you're new here. Share the video. Big share button right down below. Feel free to check out any of the other nearly 6,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or popping up on your screen in just a minute. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, have a nice day. Thanks so much. I'll keep you posted, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.